Okay.
Hey everyone, welcome to Dodos at the Diamond. I'm Kevin Dodovich, your host. This is my wife, Adrienne Dodovich, and we are here to cover Cleveland's third most popular franchise, Cleveland Guardians.
Great intro.
Thank you.
I know you worked on that for a while.
Well, I guess we're going to start with a little bit of a bio. When we first decided to do this show, they asked us a few weeks ago, and we said, yeah, maybe we'll do it around October 1st. And we're going to do a season recap. And a little bit has changed since then. So, we're definitely going to be discussing the Guardians clinching back-to-back division titles. We're going to be getting into all that. But we'll start with a little bit about both of us and how we met and what our relationship is.
Ooh, do you want me to share that part?
Let's hear it.
All right. Well, we've been together for 12 years, since 2013, the beginning of the Terry Francona regime.
That's right.
That's really where this started. There was just, when X used to be Twitter, people used to live tweet about sports a lot. And we were both doing that. And we knew each other through a mutual friend, a couple mutual friends. And it just kind of started on Twitter about the then Cleveland Indians, now Cleveland Guardians.
That's right. First date
Was at Progressive Field.
7-1 win over the Reds.
Who also just made the playoffs.
That's right.
With Terry
Congrats to them.
Yeah, congrats to them too. Our teams. It was probably the biggest draw. Was just like I was in an apartment living with my friends who, weren't really watching baseball as much, but this guy was, and he wanted to talk about it with me. So as fate had it, I ended up moving down the street from him, and it's kind of where it begins.
Yeah, I've always said it was hard for me to imagine that she was a real person. She's what I always dreamed of, was someone that just watched every game and lived and died with it. And my best friend Matt, that was friends with her, I mean, he was like, dude, she's perfect for you. Like, this is it. This is all you have is one person for you. And I got very lucky. She ended up moving in with her sister down the street. And
Yes.
That's kind of where it all began in human form.
Form. Offline. Yes.
And I mean, we started dating in the 2013 season.
The defining moment was the Jason Kipnis.
Oh, of course.
Walk-off.
The Jason Kipnis walk-off.
Yes.
May 17th, 2013 against the Mariners.
Yes. I saw him at a bar after that and said, "Did you watch the game?" I think he said something like, "Of course I did." And even though I saw him all the time, but that's really when it started.
And that team went on a magical run. They won their last 10 games, reminiscent of this team, cultivating in Jason Giambi's walk-off home run in the final week of the season. And we went to the wild card game that year together.
Yep.
Experienced our first heartbreak at Progressive Field together.
Yeah.
And the rest is history.
Yeah. And that was 12 years ago. We've been married for 3 years now.
Got married at Progressive Field in the Terrace Club, which is now the North Coast Social Suite. Social Club.
It looks good.
It does look good. Renovations look good.
Yeah. I don't know what else to say about us. This is our life.
Yeah, you guys will learn. I mean, this is we live and die with this to a fault. But we wouldn't change it for anything. We love these three teams. The Guardians have always been near and dear to our heart.
Yep.
I grew up playing baseball. She grew up playing softball.
Yep.
And they're just our third child.
I guess that's a good way to put it. Speaking of children, if there are any background noises, while we do not have human children, we have 2 cats that we rescued. We've also had them for quite a while now. We have a 10-year-old and a 9-year-old, which they were getting quite rowdy before we started, but they're both napping right in front of us. So we'll see how long that lasts.
Yeah, they're being good boys right now. And you guys will definitely meet them, and they'll be up on this table
Yes.
at a later time. But yeah, I don't know. What else you got for the bio?
I guess.
Let me know when we can talk some baseball.
I mean, we can, but I think the last thing we should add is just what do we do in our free time? Where do we take vacations?
Yeah. Our vacations don't involve much pool time. We're traveling around and going to all 30 ballparks, and
Yes.
right now we're at 17.
Yep.
All started in Chicago
Yes.
at guaranteed rate, and that was in 2014, April of 2014. And yeah, we worked our way Cincinnati, Detroit, Pittsburgh, some of the close ones, and now we've been all the way to Oakland, Seattle.
Yep.
Went to Arizona this year.
Yep.
So yeah, we're over halfway there.
Done the classics, Fenway,
Yep.
Wrigley.
Done the big boys.
Yeah.
And we're looking at the 2026 schedule as we speak and trying to plan out where we want to go next.
Yep. Okay. I think we can talk baseball now. That's really all I have, unless
Perfect.
you have anything else.
I think we're good.
All right, let's get into it.
Well, man, I mean, where to start? Wow. What a month. This team was 15 and a half out on July 7th. They were 48 and 40. They had lost 10 in a row. And they just put their heads down and whittled it down. Got it all the way down to 6.5. Then it went back up. And, as of September 5th, they were 11 games out, 2.9% chance to make the playoffs, according to Fangraphs, and 0.1% chance at the divisional odds. Just an incredible run. I'm speechless still.
Absolutely incredible run. So much so that it's one of those things when you're at work and some people didn't realize that we were closing in on a playoff spot, let alone what we did this weekend. But everyone's aware now. But last couple of weeks, when you're talking about the Guardians at work, people are like, aren't they out of it? Aren't they eliminated? And you're kind of like, kind of dancing around it because you don't want to talk about it too much. But they really just came on hot, came on fast.
Yeah. It's their 13th division title, back-to-back for the first time since 17-18. Just back in the playoffs, 7 times in 10 years. What'd Hammy say? 8 and 13?
I think 8 and 13.
Yeah. We have been in this run, I mean, we were at 5 of the games this week out of the 6.
Yes.
We were only not at Friday night's game where Ciccone gave up a 3-run homer. I mean, we were at CJ Kafis's big home run against the Royals on September 11th. Yep. Yeah, we've been front and center for a lot of the magic, and it's we were at the Mariners game. They scored 4 runs in the first inning, and then they came all the way back. Nolan Jones hit a big double in the 9th, and Quan hit a sac fly. Yeah, it's we also should mention that we're season ticket holders, but I don't know if we were going to get into that.
We are, yeah, and we how many seasons that? This is our 4th.
This was our 4th.
I think we bought them the same year we got married.
Yep, we've been in the same seats. 20-game plan, so we got the playoff priority. We will be there all this week.
Yes, and I don't have a voice already. You guys can tell.
It's a good start
from yelling all weekend, and as expected, it's hard not to.
But yeah, they finished from the time they were 40 and 48. They finished 48 and 26. And within that, they lost 9 out of 10 in August. They got swept by the Braves.
Yep.
They got swept by the Rangers. When we were in Arizona, they lost 2 out of 3.
Yep.
And so it's just really a remarkable run. This team had a negative 50 run differential. Yeah, we weren't so positive all summer about this team and the direction, and just kind of overnight, just switch just flipped.
Yeah.
And
Absolutely.
they have essentially won every game in September, from the 3rd on, they were 20-5. Incredible.
And what do you think changed the most? I think one of the number one things that stuck out to me that we talked about quite a bit was just the things that the Guardians are known for, the things that Cleveland is known for is just, of course, their pitching. And when our pitching was struggling, the whole team was struggling. They set the tone. You always say when we walk into the stadium, we just want to clean first, whoever's on the mound, if it's Williams, if it's Bybee, Saccone. So let's just get out of this as a clean first. And they also did something else historic, right? The starting rotation in this month.
Yeah, they had 19 straight with 2 runs or less starts. And I think there was 16 straight of 5 innings and 2 runs or less.
Okay. Yeah. That's first time in franchise history.
Yes. First time in franchise history. But to go along with what changed, this team all season, they didn't play good defense. They didn't seem to run the bases well. These were cornerstones of what made this team successful. And I don't know if it was when Rocchio solidified second felt like Arias kind of just by default got solidified at short. They just really took off defensively. Jose had probably his best defensive season after the first 2 weeks. He made like 6 errors. And Quan and left was just incredible. They just locked it in defensively and on the bases.
Yeah.
And the bullpen was insane.
Yeah. And had their own adversity as well.
Absolutely.
A couple of things.
We'll get into that. This team faced a ton of adversity. And just speaking of the bullpen, you have Clase suspended for the year. Just like that drop of a hat, you just lose a 3-time All-Star. Andrew Walters tore his lat for the whole year. He was definitely going to be a back-end bullpen arm.
We were at that game too, weren't we?
Yeah, that was heartbreaking.
It was hard to see.
It was. And Nick Enright, what a story that was. That was also heartbreaking.
Yeah.
He comes back, cancer survivor. He was huge. He pitched really well. He had a 2 ERA with a 1 whip. Yeah. He'd be a guy right now in the playoffs we'd be looking at back-end innings for. And so it's been a lot of guys stepping up. Sabrowski, he comes in June, takes over that role that Tim Herron had last year as the kind of primary lefty, and he had a 184 ERA and was just dominant, just lights out.
Yeah. I was thinking too, we've been talking about a lot of leverage arms in the bullpen, but when it does come to Clase and just the role that Cade Smith slid into, because I think last year, of course, a lot of people are clamoring for Smith. Clase had it's hard to go up against someone like him, but Cade Smith had been right there with him. In the transition, I think you also have some stats about the innings that he's put in back-to-back years, but
yeah, well, he led all relievers in FWAR 2 years in a row. Cade Smith is really arguably the best reliever in baseball. I think the Shredder, the MLB Network, the Shredder that do the top 10, I think this offseason he was ahead of Clase. It was just Devin Williams 1, Cade Smith 2, Clase 3, Edwin Diaz. But Cade is just lights out. For him to step into that role again at a drop of a hat and pitch this team to the playoffs in every high leverage situation, this team doesn't score a ton of runs. So it's 3-2, it's 2-1. It's high leverage every time he's in the game. And it's almost every day, 2 days in a row, 3 days in a row. Yeah. So yeah, he was amazing. Gaddis was Gaddis.
Yep.
He was just steady.
Yep.
He wasn't last year's Gaddis, but he was good,
Yeah,
and especially
for sure.
stepped up.
For sure.
I felt like he really stepped up after the suspension. It felt like,
Yeah.
and
Yeah, something definitely changed.
Yeah.
It definitely felt like a galvanizing moment, of course.
for sure.
You know, and you've named a lot of familiar arms, you know, with the team, but you know, adding Jacob Junis this
Yeah.
offseason,
Yeah.
and just kind of Festa's role also.
Yeah, Festa, he was kind of the punching bag for our fan base,
Yeah.
Online.
Yeah.
And I was right there with people at times, but
Mhm.
another guy through this stretch, I think he had 14 scoreless
Yeah.
appearances over a month from August 15th to mid-September. He was just lights out, basically
Yeah.
perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Junis, that's a guy we signed for 1 year, $4 million. They said he'd be like a swing man. He might
Yeah.
start a little bit or pitch
Mhm.
multi innings, and he also pitched some leverage innings.
Yeah.
And at bare minimum, both him and Allard, 8 innings.
Allard,
You know,
of course.
yeah. I mean, Colby Allard was huge for this team through this stretch all season.
Yeah.
He was a lot like Xavier Curry in 2023, when that team had a lot of trouble starting pitching wise, and Curry
stepped up big time.
Yeah, I mean, there was a ton of nights
innings.
where it'd be 6-0, and it's kind of just it's a dirty work job to have to pitch the 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, and get you to the next day. But it's something to save the bullpen, and you survive. You don't have to use any of your studs in a game that is meaningless. And Allard did that, and it's an important role. And I remember in the moment, he just had a quote recently because he didn't pitch for 2 weeks, and he kept joking around with Carl Willis saying, "I know when I pitch, it's going to be in the highest leverage moment, a tie game in extra innings," and it was. And he that was that third game, the sweep in Motown, where he came in. He had actually pitched because we were decimated the last couple the nights before that. Yeah. So yeah, it's just. It has literally been this whole month has been 1 through 28 with the expanded rosters. Truly.
You took the words right out of my mouth. It's a new day, new guy, new person to step up. It's just been how it's gone.
Yep. And Stephen Vogt, I think he deserves an incredible amount of praise for how he handled the situation.
Yeah.
I mean, how many times, I can only speak for myself, how many times I quit the season, like, okay, like, it's just not our year. We starting in spring training, DeLauder has a hernia surgery, and
the injuries.
Brito, first 2 weeks, tears a ligament in his thumb. Yeah, I mean, there were so many things. Those were guys. Bizana gets hurt early, oblique injury in like May. And these were guys that going into the season were like, okay, they might not be here the first month, but these are going to be core pieces to help this offense because we know the offense is really going to struggle.
And guys we expected to have, and that Stephen Vogt expected to have also with injuries, was Lane Thomas.
Absolutely. That's a great point. I mean, Lane, third-year arbitration, pick him up for $8.7 million, bring him back. He was a huge part of what they did in the postseason. Definitely a guy that I was counting on to at least help hit lefties and hit at the top of the lineup between Quan and Jose. And you get nothing from Lane Thomas. You got like 20 games, and he had that one little stretch where he came back, hit a couple home runs. But it was basically a lost season for Lane. And we had to have a lot of different guys slide in, whether it was Angel or Daniel Schneemann, into that center field role.
Yeah. And that's, where I know we're going to get into the matchup with the Tigers, but you can't think about Lane Thomas without thinking about the Tigers. And of course, David Fry, which we were also there for that. And also a very scary, scary moment. Happy to see him out on the field on Sunday celebrating.
It was nice to see. And that's a tough moment, and great locker room guy, just a great guy.
His ups and downs with injuries before.
I mean, he had the season from hell. both him and Lane. But I mean, Fry misses the first few months with Tommy John. He's behind, doesn't have any spring training, and he just really struggled all year, even before taking 100 miles to the face and tough way to end the year. But it was just good to see him out there. And but that's another guy that we were definitely depending on.
I know,
especially against left-handed pitching.
Absolutely. And when you look at how you thought the roster when they broke camp would be, and then everything you just said with the injuries and this and that, and even talking about the bullpen and this and that, like you really, like I said, there is a new hero every night. And I think a couple of people that you want to start giving credit for. I mean, just 30 guys who weren't expecting to have a full role or platoon or came out of nowhere. You mentioned Daniel Schneemann, Angel Martinez, of course. I mean, list just goes on.
And I think Schneemann, he really, I don't have the numbers here, but he really carried the team early.
Yeah.
I remember there was a significant stretch where it was really just like Jose Kwan and Daniel Schneemann. Yeah. He was the one guy with like a WRC plus that was over 100.
Yep.
You think about like his grand slam in Toronto, that's because this team won 88 games and they needed every single one of them,
every
and it's like,
one.
That's why, I always say they matter the same in April as they do, you may not feel that way, but like all 88 wins were needed. And even a game like that game was done for. I think they were down 5-0.
Yep.
He hits a grand slam, puts them up like 7-5, and they win that game. I mean, but recently, a guy like Valera. I mean, Valera was DFA'd.
Yeah.
He was a free agent this spring.
Yeah.
Decided to sign back here just to a minor league deal, not on the 40-man or anything. Had knee surgery. Comes back. He gets an oblique injury, and what do you know? He is ready at the right time, slides in, and he's hit second for this team.
Yeah.
Against righties.
At the most, like you said, every game became a must win. And he just steps in. And I think that was something we were talking about earlier in the year, just me and you, just when's the last time, you could remember someone coming up, just sliding right in and making an immediate impact. And I was been so impressed with his at-bats, his patience, and just stepping into the big moments and just staying cool.
That's exactly right. And Kafis as well. Kafis has really slid in.
Mm-hmm.
The same thing. I mean, I heard CJ had a quote. Andre Knott asked him, like, basically how do all you young kids contribute in such a hectic and stressful environment? And he said this is from Lynchburg on up. He says the Guardians prepare you for these moments, and to varying degrees. But I mean, CJ has been huge, man. He's been versatile. Mm-hmm. He's played right. He's played first. He looks like a real first baseman over there, like a real actual defensive first baseman that we can depend on late in games to at least come in for Kyle in the 6th or 7th.
Yep.
And I mean, there's
I think stopping right there. Credit to Kyle. I mean, I think I'll speak for myself here. I was very concerned, of course, in the off-season trades after we traded Josh Naylor. Of course, where are we going to get that production?
Yep.
You and I had also talked about, is Kyle ready? First of all, we weren't sure about first base entirely. We just, he didn't get to play that much. And then we had Carlos Santana here that they signed after the trade. So, we're just kind of wondering, where does Kyle fit? What's his role? How is he going to produce? And I mean, my gosh, Kyle has just stepped up probably in a bigger way than I thought. But I think this was like that one thing when you're like, he's got it, like you're always talking about, like you just feel like it's right there, and it just all clicked in for him this season.
Yeah, he was just like, he just had that Don Mattingly swing, and you just really believed in him to. I was like almost too gung ho on him, like just filling in that role, and I was like, oh yeah, just play him at first. I wasn't, then I really got to see him over there. I'm like, oh god damn, like,
it's kind of
it's gonna take some time.
Yeah.
I mean, he was that four hitter that we needed at the times. I can remember when we were on a 10-game losing streak, was his darkest times, and the offense really struggled.
Yeah.
I mean, he hit 27 home runs. He was second on OPS. He was clutch. He had 3 big walk-offs for this team. He walked off the Twins twice, walked off the Rays. He was just he legitimately probably was our second most consistent player, I would say. I would even put him above Quan there, just on a level of Quan would, Quan's good for the singles, but this team really needs that extra base power. I love Stevie, but this team has so little, especially in the middle months, before guys like Valera and maybe Kefas started adding some of that extra base power. Manzardo is just so instrumental to what we were doing.
And I think, it was just another good read by the Guardians. I mean, moving Aaron Savali. Huge. And what year was that again?
23.
Yeah.
23 deadline.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, that was the deadline that they were like a game and a half out of the division, but they were 500.
Yep.
And
that was a tough year.
And the Guardians just kind of gut feel said, I don't think they're going to make a run. And, people were very upset. It was a 50-50 call. I mean,
it was Terry's last year's manager.
It was Terry's last year, and we didn't know that at the time. I don't know if they knew internally, but they swung that deal, and that where would we be if we don't make that deal? I mean, Savali's a bullpen guy for the Cubs right now, and Manzardo is a borderline, maybe a potential all-star in a year or two.
Yeah, I think too, just kind of seeing Kyle move throughout the lineup. And I think that's another thing too, our lineup construction and movement. I know we were talking about a lineup, what it could potentially look like against Skubal, but just his use. And like you said, whether he's coming off the bench, whether he's in the starting lineup, just him staying ready. And he talked about that, when he kind of moved from not being in the field all the time and just being a DH, especially with Carlos starting here, he had to know how to prepare and be ready. And it seems like he's really got a good routine down.
Yeah. I mean, I know we were all frustrated at various times because there was the one stretch where we played like 7 lefties in a row at one point, and he legitimately played like 1 out of 8 games or something. But he ended up getting to, let me just look it up real quick. I mean,
take your time.
Let's see here. He got to.
Are you looking up his plate appearances?
Yeah, I was going to look up his plate. I mean, he got to 531 plate appearances.
Did he really?
Yeah. Oh. I mean, he played in 142 games. Yeah, maybe next year it's 600.
Yeah.
But for a transitional year from like a guy that was in AAA and then came up and late in the season probably got 156 plate appearances. I think all in all he hit a mark that we should be comfortable with. But I mean, Kyle can hit lefties, Kyle can hit righties. I especially think Vogt should probably play him a little bit more against the lower tier lefties. Like we'll face like a Wade Miley type of lefty or something, and Vogt's like, nope, like he treats all lefties the same. It's like, Garrett Crochet, Tarek Skubal. That's a good day to get him a day off, but you can play against Noah Cameron or whatever for the Royals.
I think that's something we'll be watching out for next year for sure.
But how about Bo? I mean,
the emergence of Bo in September,
incredible. Just clutch, so many big moments. 872 OPS in September, and really growing up behind the plate, I think. What can you say? How many clutch hits, man? I mean,
I know.
In Minnesota, a big 2-run single when we were tied. The home run against the White Sox, there was 2-2 in the 7th on that Sunday day game. In Detroit, to expand the lead, I think we were up 2-0, and he hit a single to make it 4-0.
This weekend, thinking about even Sunday when we already clinched. In extras, and
he hit 2 doubles after we clinched. He hit the one off the wall, and then he hit the one in the 10th. He's just it's he did this in 2023 when he hit
Yeah.
like 10 home runs in September, and we were,
yeah.
basically all ready to put him in the Hall of Fame. And it's been a tough couple of years, but he's stuck with it, and I'm extremely excited. I feel like it might have all
Clicking
clicked in.
Yeah, I agree. And it's just how he carries himself
Yeah.
and just
Leadership.
everything. Leadership. We talked about some of those mound visits he made
Mhm.
in big spots, which we hadn't seen him do before. Just kind of learning the game more and the feel for the game, and when his pitchers may need him, just blocking the ball in the dirt. I know we had some issues with pass balls before. I mean, he's just stepped up in every way, I feel like.
Yeah, he has. And he got moved up in the lineup. He was hitting, 7th, 8th, 9th most of the year.
Yeah.
He's really hitting 5th the majority of the time
Yeah.
against righties at least. And yeah, I mean, there's not much more to say about Bo. He just has really grown up before our eyes. I'm hoping that it's sticks. I think him and both Rocchio, you're like,
Is this
man,
the
can
year
in 2026
over?
can it just
Yeah.
roll over and us
Right.
just see it all kind of click in?
Right. And I think that's a great point. Because Rocchio, did go to AAA for a little bit again this season. I mean, a little bit's probably kind is some time. We'll spend some time down there.
Probably a month and a half.
Yeah.
I think mid-May to like July 1st.
Yeah.
And
what a moment for him yesterday.
Oh, yeah, that was special, man. That was that really just showed the character of this team. They had already clinched. They had no reason to win that game and continue to fight. They could just lay down, take their at bats, get ready for Tuesday, and
start pulling people off the field.
Yes, yeah,
get a couple innings, extra rest.
They seemed to make it a point that they wanted to win that game, win the series, not have anyone else's help. Not saying that the Red Sox are why they made the play. Won the division. And it was. And I mean the grind. I mean Petey Halpin had a
his
9-pitch at walk in the 10th.
Yeah.
I mean this kid's been up here for a week.
Yeah. He just stepped right in.
It's just the contributions. We say 1 through 26. It's 1 through 40 with this team.
Yeah.
Like the entire 40 men.
And then because of David Fry's unfortunate injury, I mean J-Rod coming back up and him sliding in and just stepping up in a big way.
Yeah, this is a guy that spent 2 full seasons in AAA, and he's had like a 900 OPS. There's some concerns with like passivity and stuff like that, where he just doesn't swing a lot, so he can kind of take advantage of, lower tier pitchers at that level. But there's high exit velos. Like I'm looking at the AAA, at the game score thing, on MLB Network or on MLB.com, and there's 108s and 107s and 106s, and we see that when he comes up here. It's just the theme of this podcast is contributions from everybody.
Literally everybody.
To come back from 15 and a half.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. So we said almost to a fault. And actually we talked about this too. Right before Rocchio's at bat, we saw Stephen Vogt say something to him, and we took notice of it later because we were at the game, so didn't really see it in the moment.
Yeah.
And I believe it was Zach Meisel who ended up
Meisel. What do you remember what it was?
He said something along the lines of like, just keep it moving.
Have fun.
Yeah.
Get a barrel.
Yeah. And I love that. Like it really was the incumbent of every person needs everybody.
And how about like he hits the walk-off, Angel's trying to rip his jersey off. Jonk grabs him by the neck.
Yep.
And right after that, who's the first person he runs to? Stephen Vogt runs into his arm, gives him a big hug.
Yeah.
And that's why, like, throughout the course of a season, we can all disagree. Oh, why didn't he go to Sobrowski there? Why did he go to Heron? These little nitpicks. Why is Manzardo not playing against this lefty? All those things we say throughout a season. But at the end of the day, that's all peanuts. The players love playing for him.
Oh, yeah.
And all that stuff, I mean, yes, it's important on the margins, but not as important as having a manager that they love playing for.
Oh yeah.
They told a story about when they had the suspensions, he had to DFA Colby Allard for no reason. The day before, Allard had pitched 3 scoreless innings,
I forgot about that.
But we needed an extra starter because Ortiz was suspended, and they're like, we have no one else to DFA, and they probably thought that he would pass through and have a good chance, which didn't end up happening, thankfully.
Yeah.
But he talked about having to have that conversation with Colby Allard and how understanding he was. He was hurt, but then Logan Allen got skipped.
Yeah.
In the rotation just last week, and he talked about having that conversation with him. And again, if you don't like your manager, Logan Allen is not going to be cool with that. No. Like he probably wasn't cool with it anyway, but there's going to be more pushback. There's going to be, rolling of the eyes.
Yeah.
And this team buys in. They buy in and they believe that their manager has their back. He's got their best interests at heart.
Yeah.
And, there's tough decisions to be made. It's professional baseball.
Absolutely. And I think that, talking about that moment with Rocchio and, talking about, they care so much. They care about each other. It's the next man up, almost to a fault. Like you said, you've been seeing bunts being laid down, Stephen Kwan just getting the innings going with bunts or whatever it may be. He just, it just, you see how unselfish they can be, and sometimes almost to a fault.
Yes.
They
yes, you're right.
I mean, kind of past
Kwan has had multiple ill-timed bunts, to say the least, sometimes where he wants to do the right thing, move 2 runners.
Wants to do the right thing. It's like you're Stephen Kwan.
You're Stephen Kwan, man. You're a 2-time All-Star. We really, really, really need it's so exciting when we get to the top of the order because we have so little, we have so little opportunities to score. That one moment where it's like we flip that lineup over, we got Stephen Kwan up, and especially if he's bunting, and we got like Rocchio did get on or Hedges got on, and now he's bunting, and it's like, we just can't afford to give up an out from you. But as you're saying, that's just a guy being unselfish. And I guarantee yesterday, Vogt did not want Rocchio to bunt because he was thinking he's probably going to do the unselfish thing and bunt here. But we don't want to go to extras because I have no other pitchers left. It's Zach Kent, and I don't want to use anybody. Like maybe it would have been Junis after that, but so he was like, do not bunt, try to win the game. I know you're probably going to do the unselfish thing. Please don't.
Yeah. And I think, we talked about that too. Just being at the ballpark this week, as you said, was the first time in how long? Like every game was so meaningful. You're standings watching. First of all, you're playing Detroit again after we just saw them. Then we had the series with the Rangers this weekend. And I guess we should probably talk about that too. We'll get to Detroit last since we're going to be playing them. But just talking about the Rangers game and the moment where leading up to us finding out that we did clinch the division, just kind of walk through what you and I experienced, where we were standing, what we were doing. It was unlike anything I've been a part of. It's actually a really cool moment.
Well, it was a day where you could just feel the tension go. Like, so the Guardians get up 2-0 in the first. So all the games started at the same time. Jack's thinking about coming up here. Got our first little visitor. But the Guardians get up 2-0 in the first. Yoshida homers for the Red Sox in the first. And it was a moment where you're like, kind of like a sigh of relief. Like, okay, like we're up 2-0.
Yeah.
Red Sox get an early lead, and we're standing on the home run porch. We got tickets for this one at the last second. So we're standing on the home run porch, and we got a nice little group of like 8 people with us that were kind of phone watching.
They were locked in.
Yeah, everybody
they knew what's going on.
Everybody was like, oh, 2 outs here, second and third. We got an opportunity for the Red Sox, whatever. And at the same time, you're, of course, trying to focus on the task at hand. You're like, if we just win, we get in. Logan didn't pitch his best game. The Rangers, good on them. They did what they should be doing and playing hard, but man, they were really treating it like it was Game 7 of the World Series.
They were playing very hard.
And yeah, so it was a day with a lot of swings of emotions, because then we get down 4-2. Javi Baez hits a 3-run homer. Now it's 3-1, and you just feel like, I mean, everybody kind of just like, oh no, like we're in trouble. Like we might actually not win the division. We might have came all the way back for nothing.
Yeah.
You know, in terms of winning the division.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was just a lot of emotional swings and scoreboard watching.
Yeah.
But the moment they actually did clinch, I was kind of like
you were leading.
I was kind of leading the charge.
You had the fastest phone.
I had the fastest phone.
Connection.
One guy was watching on like direct stream or something, and it was like 45 seconds behind.
Yeah.
Another guy was using another app that seemed like it was slightly behind.
And the big crowds, internet was spotty this weekend.
Yeah, I was even having some trouble where it seemed like it would skip 2 pitches. But so we're coming down to the nitty gritty. It's final inning. You know, they got 6, 7, 8 up. They get a base runner on an infield hit. And I know at the same time, I think we were threatening too.
Yes.
So it was just like
something. Yeah, there's a lot going on.
You're just trying to, you're like, should I be focusing on this? Should I not? So anyways, we're down to the last out. And I'm just refreshing. And I hear like out of the corner of my ear, I guess I'd say, to my left, I just hear like, it's over. It's over. And someone says, it's over? What do you mean it's over? And he's like, yeah, it's over. It says, and he just holds up his phone and goes, it says fly out to left. Game over. And everybody's like, it's over. And then I was like, I refreshed one more time and I was like, it's over. Fly out to left. He's right. And everyone's like, yeah.
It was just a mass eruption of cheers. Like you really did. It was like our Paul Revere moment.
Yeah.
Like we're screaming on the home run porch. People down in the corner down there, down the left field line, started looking up, cheering. They put the score on the scoreboard. And
you slowly saw across the bowl, like I could see even on the home run porch, people to our right started like holding their phones up, like, and
see a little reaction in the dugout going on.
Yes. And then when our inning ended, that's when it got really rowdy and you could tell the dugout knew. And then I think the following inning, they actually waited another inning to even put it up. Or they said Central Division champs. That's right.
I think I saw Slider with the Central flag. At that point, they released the new flags.
But yeah, it was just a really cool experience. We were there in 18 when they clinched. It was like a blowout. They won like 15-1 or something crazy. 15,
feeling.
But this was an incredibly anxiety-inducing week. Same with the Kafis walk-off hit by pitch game. You know, you're just. I mean, Texas just gave us all we could handle this weekend. They
really did. And I mean, you know, it is what it is, but
yeah, good on them.
I was not expecting that, like truthfully.
And I saw Bochy did retire. So
they
made a mutual decision to move on from each other. So that might have had a factor. They might have known that and wanted to send him out in a winning way.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense.
Yeah, and just a prideful team. I mean, you can't hate on it. You know what I mean?
No.
It's frustrating in the moment where you got a guy squeeze playing up, putting on a squeeze up 4-3 in the 7th to put them up 5-3, and you're like, man, that's like a playoff caliber like winning play,
truly.
not like 1-2-3 Cancun type of play.
No,
so
we did not see that this weekend, and you know, like I said, they brought their best game for us. Our crowd brought our best game. I mean, the crowds this weekend, incredible.
Averaged 32,000 for the 6.
Yep.
Average.
Okay. And my gosh, it was loud. I mean, we've been to some really big ones and it was really loud. But I think probably to go back to the first Tigers game of this homestand on Tuesday was we both said probably the best regular season game we'd seen, been part of.
I think so. Yeah. I could, in terms of just atmosphere in the crowd, these 5 games might have been the best regular season games I'd been to. Like, really. I mean, Saturday and Sunday were incredible.
They're right there.
And just seeing the fans show up for this team that, this team was 69-70 on September 5th. And so it's just impressive to have people care and rally together around this team.
Yep.
And, they'll find a way on Tuesday at 1:00 to have the stadium full somehow.
I believe we will.
Yeah, I mean, they'll get 30 plus in there.
Yeah, for sure. And I guess that will lead us up to game one matchup. Sing Scooble again, and we got Gavin Williams going.
Yeah, it's a tough spot. This team, we went 8-5 against this team this year. We've beat them 5 out of 6 just in the last 2 weeks. And it's like, here we go again. We got to do it one more time. I don't think these two teams will need to scout each other too much.
No.
I don't think Tarek Skubal is going to be like, tell me about this Quan character.
Yeah.
Does he hit right-handed, left-handed?
Yeah.
Does he strike out a lot? Like, tell me about it. Yeah.
At this point, our fans don't even have to do a scouting report.
No, I mean,
everyone's ready.
That's where, like, even prepping for this, it was like, what are their platoon lineups and platoon lineups? It's like, we've been seeing this a lot, and we played a 5-game divisional series against them last year. Yeah. So, and both teams are extremely similar.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, with Scooble, it's tough. I mean, we've faced this guy for 29 innings this year. They have a John Kinsey Noel home run.
Yeah.
They have 2 unearned runs in that inning where the ball didn't leave the infield.
Yeah.
And that's it. So they have 2 earned runs against him in 29 innings. Last year in game 2, the Kerry Carpenter Grand Slam game, they got shut out over 7 innings. Yeah. Game 5, we all know we got the Lane Thomas Grand Slam. Even that inning leading up to that, it was a David Fry infield hit. It was a Jose Ramirez hit by pitch.
Yep.
And yeah, you got one magical swing, and that's honestly kind of what we're going to be looking for tomorrow.
Got to capitalize on any mistakes.
Yes.
Anything. Same way that we just did this past week.
And that kind of leads into, I mean, we made a little mock lineup together. And I mean, there's different ways to look at this. I mean, you can say, do we just go all in on defense? Do we just say, Kafis at first, helping it? Like, we know it's going to be tight knit. You just go defense. Or, the lineup I'm going with is more trying to hit a couple solo homers, or trying to, if you're lucky, get a couple walks, get an infield single, and someone hit a 3-run homer. Yeah. Because there's just not many barrels against this guy. No. I mean, through the lineup. I mean, Arias is 0 for 11. Arias is 0 for 11 with 7 Ks. Hedges is 4 for 19. I don't know if he's going to play. He did play in the 2 prior Scooble matchups.
Yep.
So they might go with him. Bo is obviously the significantly better player.
Yep.
But they've beat Scooble twice, and I don't know if Vote's going to change up that. That's one of those where I would go with Naylor. I don't think they will.
No.
So
that's a great question. And I'm kind of leaning, that's a great point. I'm kind of leaning with you on that now. I think they might keep it with Hedges. You kind of see that fit, whether it's the battery, whether it's the lineup, whatever it is, you kind of do see that you've had success with it in terms of the outcome of the game. So
the good news is you don't have any day games after a night game. So you can, like, you're not in a situation where you're like, we got to start Bo, and then in game 2 it's at 1, so we got to start Hedges. Mm-hmm. Like, they're all day games. So both guys will be available. It's an easy call. Once it's Mize or Flaherty, that's going to be a Bo Naylor game 100%.
Yeah.
Bo's only 0 for 5 against Scooble. He hasn't got many opportunities.
No, he has not.
So it's a little bit of an unknown how he would face off against him. I mean, Scooble's lefty-righty splits, it's nearly impossible either way. It was like 580 and 510 or something last time I looked, OPS-wise. So can't hit him either way.
Yeah.
I think barring another just ridiculous where he snaps the ball like a center between his legs and you have a couple bunt singles, I mean, you're going to have to get some real base hits. And
yes, the ball needs to leave the
infield. And that's, I mean, we kind of came up with this. I'm saying Quan in left, Martinez in center, Ramirez at third, J-Rod at DH. He's been in that 4 hole the last 2 games against lefties, and it's hit. I think they might stick with that. Kyle at first.
Yep.
Noel and right. Naylor catching. I could see that one going both ways. Arias at short by default. There's the only other option there is to go with Rocchio at short and a guy like Schneemann at second.
Moving him into the lineup.
Not much. Not many pros or cons. Not many pros to doing that. Starting Schneemann over Arias when you could just stick with the consistency and the chemistry those two have had up the middle. So
and that's been fun to watch. I've actually enjoyed their relationship
for sure.
Develop up the middle.
Yeah, power of friendship. And then we have Rocchio in the 9 hole. You could move him up.
Yeah, depending if Hedges maybe.
Yeah, so if you're gonna move, if you're gonna have Hedges in there, then you'll obviously probably move him down and slide everyone up one spot. So that leaves you with a bench. You got some good pinch hitting options if you go that route. You got Petey for defensive sub or for pinch running opportunity. You got Schneemann, you got Kafis, you got Valera when they go to Will Vest, Tommy Canley, Kyle Finnegan. Most of their leverage arms are righties.
Yep.
We know we're going to see Tyler Holton. That's
of course.
That's just a that's a must see there. We've had a little bit of success recently after he had some ridiculous 17 scoreless innings against us, and I know we finally started getting to him. We had the game 1 was off him where we scored 5 runs.
You're right.
In the first inning.
Yep.
The home run was off Reese Olson, but all the stuff before that was off him.
You're right. Yeah.
And then I know Jose took him deep in game 4.
Yep.
So he's good though. He's a problem. I think they have hand freeze their other lefty, but that's mainly the bullpen arms we're going to be seeing is Vest, Finnegan, and Tommy Canley.
Yeah. And I think, opposite of our starting lineup for defense would also include just talking about Gavin Williams. And again, his emergence this year too. Gavin, same thing, kind of had some up and downs, just sliding into that role. Is he an ace? Is he a 2, especially after, we traded Shane Bieber, which we knew we weren't going to see him until later this season anyways. But since really, again, that moment, really just seeing Gavin come alive, he had a heck of a game at Citi Field, as we all know. But I think he's ready for this. I
agree. And if you remember, Gavin didn't pitch and he didn't start in the playoffs until game 5 against the Yankees, I believe. And it wasn't a very long outing.
No.
So that just shows how much he struggled last year because they went out and got Cobb and Boyd.
Yes.
Specifically because, they kind of didn't believe in him to be that 2 starter behind Bybee. And he's just been incredible, man. He is a true ace right now. He was the 23rd overall pick. He was the 23rd overall pick a few years ago. He's compared to Garrett Cole a lot. And he's good. He's really good. There's still more ceiling there too. I really believe that. So he's been amazing. This whole staff, Bybee over his last 4 starts has a 1.30 ERA in 28 innings. Messick stepping up and just coming, out of nowhere. He's just been throwing strikes. He's got 6 walks in his 40 innings and 9 Ks per 9 and like a 2.70 ERA.
Yeah.
Joey Cantillo.
Joey's been.
I think we've gone through every player on this team because legitimately there are very few guys that you're like, I'm not going to talk about Will Wilson for 15 minutes, but there's been contributions across the board from everybody.
Absolutely.
But Gavin, he just matched up against Skubal and he outpitched him in Cleveland that day. Or in Cleveland.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Sure.
And Bybee went toe to toe with him in Detroit.
Yep. Absolutely.
So I think for both teams, it's going to be, they're seeing these starters for the third time in roughly whatever it's going to be, like 15 days or 17 days. So that's going to be a thing where it's like, how, we're going to see Flaherty probably for the third time. We're going to see Skubal for the third time. And that can be a perk both ways. Probably favors the offense a little bit more to, pick up the spin and everything and see those pitches. But it's good that, I mean, both teams are going to be dealing with that. Is essentially,
Yeah, there's no.
We saw Mize one time, not both times.
Yeah.
So like I said, there's a big decision would be, who do we pitch in Game 3?
Yes.
When you're looking at, is it Cantillo? Is it Messick, the kid? Do you go with Ciccone, who feels like he's been the 3 starter?
Yeah.
If you're just like, and we know that Vogt has decided to go with Ciccone, but for the sake of conversation, how do you feel about that? You back that?
I do back that. I listen again, to go back to the Josh Naylor trade, if I can. When Slade was coming in, I was being negative, and for full disclosure, I'm a fairly positive person at all times, but I was being very negative. And I was wrong, and I'm happy I was wrong. Slade's been awesome. He seems like he's a great teammate. He seems like he's a great clubhouse guy by all accounts.
He does.
I know he had a rough outing on Friday, but like with pitchers, like with anything, like with this team, it's been one game at a time, one pitch at a time, and you have to have a short memory, and I have, full confidence in him. I think he's earned that. I think he is steady. I think he does have that little more edge to him than having the kid go. And it's nothing against Parker Messick either. I mean, I've been thoroughly impressed with him. I like how fast he works too. I think that's a nice change of speed, change of pace, especially in a playoff setting, maybe. But that's how I feel.
It's nice to have multiple options there,
it's a good problem to have.
It feels like whoever it is probably going to have a short leash. I mean, honestly, in the playoffs, and especially in a 3-game series, all the guys are going to have a short leash.
True.
And Gavin and Tanner are going to have a short leash. Like, we can't just get down 5-6-0, and that's probably going to be an L. So it's going to be short leashes all around. And but in particular, that game, when you're just looking at some of the platoon matchups. Because the first 2 games, we know we're going to be going with a righty. You're kind of like, do you go with the lefty? And the numbers kind of show that the Tigers are better against lefties. They had a 113 WRC plus against lefties versus a 98 versus righties. So they were a little bit below average against right-handed pitching. Their biggest platoon is Jahmai Jones and Kerry Carpenter. And Jones has been incredible. He's just literally had every big hit for them. If they've won a game recently, he's been a big reason why. And Carpenter has a 291 on base. It's been a rough go. He's obviously burned us, and he's a scary bat in the middle of the lineup. But I mean, that's probably the primary decision between why he went with Ciccone. There's Andy Ibanez, who you're going to have to see against lefties.
For sure.
He has, going back to Jahmai Jones. Jahmai Jones has a 970 OPS versus lefties.
Wow.
And Kerry Carpenter has an 812 against righties. So, I mean, if you're Andy Ibanez has a 714 OPS against lefties, and you're going to see him. He has a 507 versus righties. That's where they would probably go with McKinstry against the righties. He got off to an unbelievably hot start, made the All-Star team. He's been ice cold for a couple months now. Riley Green, when you flip him around, he's one guy that then you lean lefty because he's got an 886 OPS versus righties and only like 620 versus lefties. Okay. So there's pros and cons both ways. There's Parker Meadows, who is better against righties. He's not really good against either, but he's 150 points higher against righties. It's
Yeah.
like 650 and 500. So I think whoever it is, I think you kind of try to bait them into. I think if you go Saccone, it's kind of just bait. You want them to get through the lineup one time.
Yep.
Then you bring in a lefty the second time through.
Yeah.
Hinch has been consistent. He'll pull the plug early.
Yes, he has been.
And he'll go like he'll send, like, if you start Saccone and then you go to Cantillo, he'll put Jahmai Jones in for Kerry Carpenter.
Yep.
And then you kind of lock him in a box later in the game.
Yep.
Because you go to Gaddis, you go to Cade Smith,
Yep.
you go to those righties, and he doesn't have a counter move at that point.
So true.
So I think, and they've done that to us. They'll start Holton. They've started Holton multiple times as an opener. So we go with a lefty, like a righty heavy lineup, and then we get caught in between where it's like, do we pinch hit Schneemann here? Do we not? And so it makes the manager's job a lot harder when you're like,
so true,
basically having two starters piggyback a game.
Yep.
And that's what I would do in game 3 if we get there.
Yep.
Obviously, we're trying to end it in 2.
Of course.
So,
well,
what else we got? Anything?
I mean, I think you covered everything that we wanted to talk about. I think we did cover everything, especially, before this wild card series gets started. I'm sure, hopefully we're going to be hopping on again with some great news,
Yeah.
and
hopefully we're going to Seattle
this
weekend. And so we'll wrap it up there.
Yeah.
I think it's a good first show. Appreciate everybody listening.
Yeah.
Hang in there with us. We're going to get better at this.
Oh, yes.
This is episode 1. We've got like 999 more to go, something like that.
Yes.
It's too late now in the season. We're definitely gonna have some giveaways. We'll have some tickets to give away. We have promo bobbleheads, promo jerseys. So hang in there with us. We'll do some giveaways and whatnot.
And maybe we'll see the other cat at some point too.
Yeah. He'll show his face. You'll get to know them both. They'll be around. But like and subscribe.
I think that's it. And
thanks to all our viewers.
Yeah.
Or viewer. Hi, Debbie.
Yeah. Oh, hi, Debbie. Yeah, my mom's definitely going to watch this. I have nothing left to say except go Guards.
Go Guards.
Let's go get this done.
Absolutely. We will we'll check back in with you guys. Probably do a series recap. And hopefully talk about a series against the Mariners.
Yeah.
Or we'll obviously be doing a season recap.
Which we
going over
do for a long time.
Yeah. We were originally planning on doing that, as I said. So already have some notes and thoughts.
Perfect.
All right, guys. Appreciate you watching. Take it easy. Go Guards.
Go Guards.